So what have you, now you're over here and this is hospice. This is we get two very different things here, right? We've got with kids in the hospice, looking at older adults then, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I was sitting at the hospice office the other day, last week or 2 weeks ago, and they were talking about a prospective new patient, 22-year-old male.
Okay.
So there are some that are not so old. Most of them are old.
Right. Now, what kind of clearance did you need to get? I see you wearing a badge. I mean, did you have to get screened before you could do your experience there?
We had to do a criminal background check and pass that with flying colors, and then we had to get 2 TB tests.
Okay.
And then I had to do about 12 hours of training. They gave me training materials to take home and work on my own, and there were a couple things I had to do when I came into the office. And the longer you volunteer, like they'll come back and do refreshers like every 6 months, every year. So
how much time would you say a student should plan for in advance? So if they want to do an experience in the fall semester, how much in advance should they look to try to get this stuff squared away so they get their hours in?
Well, personally, I was looking for volunteer opportunities when I came up to start my senior year.
Okay.
So I started talking to the ACT office. They told me they had a volunteer fair coming up, and they also kind of gave me a couple of opportunities as well. But I went to the volunteer fair, which is how I kind of got hooked up with Hospice.
Okay.
It was a place that I don't think anyone's done practicum before.
Right.
And I didn't really have time to end up volunteering last semester, so I didn't really respond to the email, didn't really elicit a response. So I didn't respond to it until like November, December-ish, and then that was when I was seeking approval from Dr. Batista.
Right.
And so I called them in December. They said, call us back in January when you're in Boone and we can meet with you.
I gotcha.
So I met with them in probably early, mid-January. They gave me training materials, which she let me count for hours.
Right, yeah.
Because it took, I think, about 12 to 15 hours to complete all the training
just to get it done,
lots of DVDs and reading. So it took probably a couple weeks for me to get that through as a student, and then, during that time getting my TV test scheduled.
Right.
And they were completing my background check. So
Right.
I would say plan on probably 3 to 4 weeks in advance.
Okay. Now, what student would this be a good experience for? What kind of student do you think would benefit from this, or would it get the most out of it?
I think any type of student who's planning to go into any kind of healthcare position, honestly.
I gotcha.
Personally, I want to go to PA school, so I was looking for opportunities that had direct patient interaction.
Right.
And a lot of those opportunities require kind of certification.
Right.
And working on my CNA, but don't have it until August. So this was a great opportunity to be able to go in, get patient interaction.
Okay.
You can go into their homes, you can help out with caregivers.
I see.
There's so many opportunities. You can also just learn about administrative tasks and how an office, like a medical office runs.
Okay.
Learn about charting. That's something that a lot of people are going to have to do in the future. So there's a lot of opportunities, I think, that are beneficial. And I think for me, probably the biggest thing I learned out of it was just kind of how to interact more appropriately with patients rather than just walking in and I don't understand.
Right.
You kind of get a better understanding of how to do it, what works and what doesn't work, and things like that, especially when you're in such a situation where you're dying or have dementia and don't necessarily know what's going on. Rather than just jumping right into it, working as a CNA or PT, whatever you do.
Sure. Very good. Thank you.
Yep.